My name is Chris Grunseich. I am a clinical fellow at the National Institutes of Health. I'm originally from Long Island. I went to Brown University as an undergraduate where I majored in neuroscience and then moved on to SUNY Stony Brook School of Medicine where I decided to do a neurology residency, and I matched as a neurology resident at Georgetown University. And during my training at Georgetown, I met my current mentor, Dr. Kenneth Fishbeck. I study patients who have Kennedy's disease, which is an inherited form of motor neuron disease that causes muscle weakness. I work in our clinical center at the NIH to develop clinical trials, test drugs that we can use to help patients become stronger. And I also collect samples from our patients, including skin cells, muscle, and blood, in order to develop new models that we can use to better understand the disease process. I've always been a very curious person. In high school, I spent a summer and a good part of a year working at SUNY Stony Brook with Dr. Mario Rebecki, and this sparked my interest in science. And I've always been interested in pursuing a career in science ever since. In the lab, I am using the samples that we've collected in the clinic to develop a stem cell model for the disease. We take the stem cells that we've made from skin samples and use these stem cells to make motor neurons. These motor neurons, we believe, are the responsible cell type for causing the disease. And we study these motor neurons in a tissue culture dish in order to understand what is wrong with them. At least half of my time is spent in the tissue culture room working with our stem cells in order to get them to differentiate into our motor neurons of interest. So we spend a lot of time actually working with different solutions to bathe the cells in factors that promote that conversion. And when I'm not actually working with the cells, I'm actually studying them. We look at the motor neurons under the microscope to find out if there are any differences in terms of their shape. We also can look by staining them with the proteins that we're interested in. We also do a lot of work with clinical data, and from our clinical trials we try to analyze whether or not a drug is having a significant effect in our patients. Right now we're giving an experimental drug to our patients with Kennedy's disease. The most exciting thing is that we get to connect to our patients. I have the opportunity to see patients on any day of the week, and I get to know them better. I get to understand what really troubles them in their day-to-day lives. And I think this is really important because it motivates us as scientists to help our patients. And so I can take that energy from the clinic and bring it back into our lab, and it motivates us to work harder to better understand the disease process that we're studying. The most enjoyable aspect of the NIH is the camaraderie and the collaborative spirit. There's so many great scientists that I can work with here, and we have multiple collaborations ongoing. And just walking across the campus, you could find the experts in whatever field you might be interested in studying. And I think that aspect of the NIH is amazing, and it's definitely helped me in the projects that I'm pursuing.